Hey KU fans, welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas, site of tonight's wild and crazy overtime victory for Kansas. That's right, I did say a place other than Lawrence, Kansas, and I added victory to it. Kansas wins it 82-77 over TCU in a game that, frankly, they should have won, and then they should have lost, and then TCU should have won, and then they didn't. So your first thoughts from this game, now that your head maybe has stopped spinning, because that final 5 minutes of regulation and then the overtime were just frantic and crazy, and two teams playing really hard. I thought Kansas, both teams could have said they deserved to win this game or should have won this game or whatever. But, I don't think Kansas got the bad result here. I think they absolutely played hard enough to win and should have walked out of here feeling the way they felt.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like, because it's been so rare for them to have anything positive on the road, it feels like it might be a type of win that can be kind of a turning point for the team. I mean, Devon Dotson took his game to another level, played all 45 minutes. I mean, he ended up with 6 turnovers, but I self-pointed out after the game, a few of those are just like, where it's crunch time, it's late in the second half, and you got one of the veterans of the Big 12 as far as guards go, Alex Robinson, just dogging him.
Yeah.
And so he made some mistakes, and that's when TCU made its little run. It looked like they might actually, put KU
win by
away.
10.
Yeah.
I mean, they went from down 9 with less than 5 minutes to go to looking like they weren't going to stop scoring and they were going to run away with it. That to me was the most impressive thing. That Kansas, when they got down 4 with under 2 minutes to go, they didn't fold.
That seemed like it was setting up for TCU to win at that point.
Yeah.
And that's just a situation that they have not been able to come through in the past.
Sure.
And obviously, different venues, different types of teams, different types of matchups, but it's got to be huge for their mental makeup.
Psyche.
For their confidence going forward, that they were finally able to do it. They were finally able to get over that hump and get out of a road venue with a win. There's just so much value in this victory, I think, because Jamie Dixon coached team, playing in front of a packed house, and it's not a great TCU team, honestly, but I mean it's a very good one, and KU has proven it can lose anywhere, including at West Virginia. So this was a big victory.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think TCU is good. I think the fact that they're 5-6 in the league is kind of an indication how good the league is. I mean, there's people out there that will say it's trash. Team. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a good measuring stick, right? But yeah, I think this was exactly what this team needed. What really kind of struck me as interesting, or most interesting afterwards, was these guys. LeGerald Vick's taking his leave of absence, and I'm not going to say they're in there talking about, well, we're this without Vick, or we're this without Vick. None of that's really going on, but it's almost natural. It almost seems like they have had a break in this season, and they're looking at the post-LeGerald Vick era as a rebirth, as a second chance, a do-over. Again, a lot of guys like LeGerald Vick on that team, and nobody's celebrating that he's gone, but I think it gives them a chance to come together. It gives them a chance to be a team that they weren't before, and in order to do that, they're going to have Devon Dotson do what he did tonight. They're going to have Ochai do what he did tonight, 20 points, 11 rebounds, becoming a ho-hum sort of effort for him.
Those guys are becoming stars. Yeah. I mean, they're freshmen, and they both have double-doubles on the road on a night when...
Well, they're guards, and their rebounds are double-doubles, right? Not just assists.
Right. I mean, Ochai's activity on the glass was amazing throughout, and for Dotson at his size to go get some of those boards, some of them big defensive rebounds to get a stop.
Yeah.
I mean, just a huge night for both of those guys, and big for their development, and big for KU going forward beyond this year.
Right, yeah, good point. That's true. And that's what I'm kind of talking about. KJ Lawson, who hit 2 of the biggest shots of the game, was there in the post game with us talking about the young guys and how good they're going to be, and how he doesn't care if he plays more minutes and doesn't care about his role. He's just trying to find it. I thought he gave a great analogy. It's one you've heard before, probably. It's not anything groundbreaking, but I really like the way he delivered it. He said, we're still a bunch of guys that haven't played together before, and we're getting there, and we're trying to become a fist and ball up our fist so we can throw a punch. And that's kind of the Bill Self thing, the Bill Self model, right? These teams just keep getting better every year, and what they are in November and December is a far cry from what they will be in February and March. And one game doesn't change that for this team. They're not all of a sudden healed because they did almost blow this one.
Yeah.
And 4 consecutive possessions of turnovers, missed free throws, front ends. I mean, TCU with a 13-0 run. I mean, if that's just 13-4, they don't even sniff winning this game, and it doesn't go to overtime. But, things like that. So the result makes them feel great. They should feel great. I think they are coming together like that fist he was talking about. But, there's still plenty of room to work and self-address that afterwards, too. He keeps saying it, and I think you got to believe him. He's a Hall of Famer. Our best basketball is still ahead. Our best basketball is still ahead. He keeps saying that. He said it in November, December, January, and now we heard it tonight, at least for the first time that I can remember, in February. Because lately, before this last couple of games, I don't know if anybody thought they were going to get their best basketball still.
Yeah, and there were a lot of unknowns.
Definitely.
I mean, between Vic leaving and Garrett being injured and
Silvio's situation, right.
So, I mean, I feel like they kind of know who they are right now.
That's a great point.
And they're going to have the benefit of getting Marcus Garrett back, possibly as soon as Saturday.
Right. Talk about that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden you put together 2 pretty good wins where it was a collective team effort, energy. You played hard, you played together, you felt good for each other, things like that. And then you, by the way, get maybe the best defensive player in the Big 12 back. That's going to feel like Christmas. That's going to feel like a huge lift for this team. And Marcus Garrett would have helped tonight. I mean, he would have helped handle the ball. He would have helped with some poise issues. He would have helped with, obviously, defense. That guy, they could use him. So if they can build this now and put this thing together while he's still on the mend and then he comes back, that's a lift for a team that's been shorthanded for the better part of the last month. And talking about guys like Udoka and Silvio and, being gone, to get a lift, to finally get one back. That's going to feel, just again, the mental part of it, that's going to feel huge for this team. So, a monster win. They had to have it. Self said, if we didn't win tonight, it might have been too much to overcome.
For the Big 12
and I think he's dead right. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It might even be the polar opposite of that. Now that they have one, they might be right there again. I mean, we'll see. K-State plays Texas tomorrow. If that one goes Texas's way, all of a sudden KU's right there. I love that Self said after the game, we're way back. We're still way back. He's not going to let these guys think they're anywhere near where they need to be.
The way he's talking about it, you would think they're like 4 games back.
With 5 to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Basically done.
Right. So they're not done, and a huge win here tonight on the road, 82-77 in overtime. Just getting there. They're getting there. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens the next 4 or 5 weeks. For Benton Smith, I'm Matt Tate, signing off from Fort Worth, Texas. Kansas wins on the road. We'll talk to you guys again real soon. Thanks for checking out KU Sports Extra.